What is big data? Well, I once heard big data described as anything you want it to be. And so when I came today, I really was faced with the problem of how was I going to tell you about big data. And I got off the airplane last night at Sydney Airport, and there was a sign up there that says, Waratahs use predictive analytics to help prevent injury. And I thought that was such a great example of how you can use big data in a practical application that's real to all of us. But on top of that, people like T-Mobile reduced their customer churn from 100,000 users to 50,000 users in 1 quarter with intelligent use of their big data. Boeing monitor thousands of jet engines in real time in the air to improve scheduling and reduce maintenance costs for their 500 airline customers. So what do companies really want to do with big data? Well, it actually boils down to very, very simple things. They either want to discover something about their data, like fraud, for instance, or they want to predict something from their data, like customer churn. And our technology is really targeted exactly that. So Skrydata is actually a discovery technology. And because of the huge increases in compute power that's become available to us over the last few years, we're actually basically able to compare everything with everything using our unique algorithms from data mining, machine learning, statistics, and visualization. Our technology is multi-threaded. It's designed to run in the cloud, and we actually use the Amazon ECC for multiple projects. So let me give you some examples. One of the projects we did was for a telco looking at a very, very large database of very, very dirty data. And what we were able to do was actually use the data to tell us what was wrong. And so, for instance, in exchange data, we get things like exchange and state in the same record, but sometimes the state's wrong or the state is missing. And so we can use the good records to actually tell us where the errors are. Another one we did was credit card data. Our client gave us 6 years of credit card data and said, go and see if you can find the fraud in that data. So what we did was we actually sat back for a minute, a bit stunned, but what we did was we developed a technology around about deviation analysis. So we started looking at how people deviate relative to their peers. And when we did the analysis, we actually found that a convicted fraudster ranked second in our overall ranking of employees for deviation. Another thing we've been looking at is the resources sector. And what this graph actually shows, the red dots indicate where offshore drilling process is going normally, and the blue dots indicate where we're heading towards a drill failure. And as you can see from this, we were able to predict well in advance when the drilling was actually going to fail. And that can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour to a drilling company. And there are thousands and thousands of drills all around the world today, drilling as we speak. We got started originally looking at a very simple project, which was data cleansing for a government department in Western Australia. They had 5 full-time data cleansers working on their CRM system, and they wanted a way to automate their data cleansing. We actually took that a step further. We figured out how to clean their data, but we also reverse engineered their business processes out of the data itself. And from that, we were able to tell them how their data was getting polluted. And it turned out to be things like customer overrides, poor training of employees, and also missing business rules that actually let people put data in that they shouldn't have been able to. From that, we were able to show the department how to reduce their number of cleansers from 5 to 1 and save them about $400,000 directly in costs. To date, we've actually worked with a number of large organisations. We're currently working at IINet. We've done projects with BHP, Landgate, and Curtin University as well. We have a number of other projects in the wings. So why are we different? Well, essentially, if you look at the landscape in big data, the analytics companies are focused on visualization and slicing and dicing the data. But they leave it up to you to figure out what you're interested in. So for instance, if you want to predict umbrella sales, then you need to come up with an idea. How do we predict that? Well, you might say maybe the forecast of rain will do it for us. And then you test your hypothesis. We're completely different to that. We look at the data and we figure out where in the data the evidence is to give you the answers that you want. So you might be able to figure out that rain will predict umbrella sales, but I'll bet you couldn't figure out that liking curly fries predicts intelligence, for instance. Our go-to-market strategy, because this is a very cutting-edge area, we do a free POC with our customers. So we go in and we show them our capabilities. From that, typically we progress to consulting services, which can range anything from about $50,000 to $500,000. And then we have a subscription license model beyond that, depending on their use, whether they're using it just for data cleansing or for discovery or for prediction.